That's a fish. That's a fish. That is a 10.5-inch worm to that fish right there. Don't let the big baits intimidate you, all right?
That's right. I'm back again, and yeah, I'm wearing the same shirt. I mean, it's recorded on the same day, you know, so I mean, it is what it is. But like I said there, don't be afraid to throw the big baits. It doesn't always have to be a big swim bait. Anybody who watches my channel, which, by the way, let me just hold on. Let's reel it back in for a second. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Monster Bass channel. Now that we got that out of the way, my name is Alex. I am Oklahoma's worst angler. And like I said, do not be afraid to throw the big baits. It's fall transition. It's been a weird, wild year. I mean, I know like the guys up north, you know, like Paul and Burley and like Debo, they're like talking about like, you know, like open water season's about done. I guess not really Debo, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you know, open water's almost done up there. Not down here. Not in the south. It's just been a wild year. We've experienced a massive drought. So it's very different. It's very different, especially thinking about going into November that we're still having fish eat up shallow. I mean, like the fish catches that I'm going to show you here, I'm just going to show you a couple of them. These are in less than 10 foot of water. Less than 10 foot of water. And you saw the size of that fish compared to that worm. Okay? Do not be afraid to throw the big stuff. I mean, like, Edwin Evers said it best. He said, in the fall, you go big or you go small. There's no... That's a good rhyme. In the fall, you go big or go small. Copywriting on that right now. OWA said it first. In the fall, go big or small. I need to find a better catch line, which I'll come up with that in a second, but I digress. Go big, go small. Anybody who follows me, follows my channel, you guys know I love the big baits. It's kind of like it's everywhere around me, the big baits, the big swim baits, but the big bait does not always mean a big swim bait. In this case, it was a big worm, and we still have these on the Monster Bass website. This is the Strike King bullworm. This is the 10-inch bullworm. Okay, it is a massive worm, but those fish, these fish that I'm about to show you, ate a 10 and a 10.5-inch worm. This does not intimidate them. These fish don't know how big their mouth is. They don't sit there and look in a mirror and say like, yeah, you know, I think I can only fit about, you know, about a 4-inch swim bait in my mouth today. No. No. It's like your cousin Tammy that she just doesn't know and she doesn't care either. She's going to try and jam anything in there. She's all about fitness, you know? Fitness, whatever in her mouth. Rick is definitely going to fire me after this one. Let's just roll some catches really quick.
That's a fish. That's a fish. Yes. 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 Oh, redemption. Oh, I don't think I got it on camera, but guys, I got broke off because this concrete here, it just, I mean, it angles and I was getting thumped and I got completely broke off on my owner shaky head and the big old bullworm, so I didn't want to risk losing that again. So I went with a I don't even know what the shaky head is. It's a little screw lock, and that's a Yum Mighty Worm. Look at this. I just want to show this to you guys again. Like, look at the size of that worm and this fish. Guys sit there and say like, you know, that worm's way too big. Like, I'm not gonna catch a fish that's gonna eat that. This guy's like 2.5 pounds. 2.5 pounds, maybe. Maybe. He might be a little more. He feels kind of thick. But that worm, that is a 10.5-inch worm, to that fish right there. Ate it. Ate it good. Don't let the big baits intimidate you, all right? There's a fish. You have it? You have it? Yep. Again, little guy on big worm. Little guy on a big worm. Come here, fella. In the bottom of the mouth. Up in that little pocket right there, right up on the grass. Little guy on the big worm. I love it. I have not conventional fished entirely too long. Thanks, buddy.
So how was I working that shaky head? And I mean, it's all about dragging the shaky head. That's what I have found works best. Not hopping it, nothing like that. Dragging it and giving a little jiggle. Just kind of pull it and jiggle it. You know what I'm saying? Pull it, jiggle it around a little bit. Okay? Because a lot of these worms, these fat tail worms, they have got, like this one right here, got a little groove cut out in the butt there. I don't know if we can pick that up or not. But that is meant to just give a secondary action to this worm being dragged across the bottom, but have this thing just going, hey there, bassy bass, put this in your mouth. And then they go, oh God, that's coffee smell, or garlic, or whatever, you know. One of those was caught on a Yum Mighty Worm, okay? I won't lie to you guys. It was a Yum Mighty Worm, 10.5-inch. I think it was plum color. But throw the big shaky head. Drag it. I'm throwing that on a Magnum shaky head. This is a 5/8 ounce owner. Don't remember the actual name of it, except just, I mean, it's a Magnum shaky head. Like I said, 5/8 ounce. That is a gaff of a hook, but you're going to need a big hook, a long shank for these bigger worms. Now, some guys sit there and look at that and they say, well, I mean, that hook is just, it's only right there on that bait, but they've still got to get all of that in their mouth right there. The thing about bass is when they're feeding on the bottom like that, when they're nose down, it's not like they're just going to grab this guy. This is meant to grab the attention, okay? They're going to try and use that mouth to vacuum it up and suck this bait in. Oh, I thought I heard a mouse, but it was really just my rod going across the crap over there. Anyways, this is plenty. This hook is more than enough. Now, in the past, I would have thought that I needed to throw something like this on a heavy power rod because that is such a big, stout hook. No. I was throwing mine almost this exact same setup right here. Almost the exact same setup. Now, obviously, I have a jig on there, but this is the Okuma Saros rod. This is a medium heavy, fast action rod. This is rated for, I think, what? 1/4 to 3/4 ounce, 7.6, medium heavy. Almost the exact same setup, like I said. I mean, the reel's different. This is the Daiwa Coastal Coastal? I don't even know anymore. And then I was throwing that on the Daiwa Zillion HD, you know, the new one. But I sound like I'm flexing right now. I'm not. It's just, it's out in the car, and I'm too lazy to go out and get it right now. But almost the exact same setup that I was throwing this on. As far as line, I was throwing it on 18 pound. The reason I had 18 pound on that, which, again, a lot of guys are going to say, like, that's way too much for a shaky head. Probably so, but not for the big Magnum boys, okay? I'm not talking about your average size dudes. I'm talking about the guys that need the gold wrapper. I'm definitely getting fired. I swear. He's definitely letting me go after this one. But anyways, you know, we're just going to bang it out all the way to the end. But I'm talking about these guys right here. Normally, I would be throwing that on, like, you know, 17, 16. But 18 is what I had on there. It felt right. And if it feels right, I'm just going to go for it. So, don't tell my... Never mind. Whew, that That was a close one. But this rod, medium heavy, plenty of sensitivity. On a heavier rod, would I have felt those bites and been able to detect that just as much? Yes. But what I do think would have happened is having a stouter rod and a faster tip, I may not have had that time to where that fish really got a good hold of it and that hook got a good penetration. And the reason I say that is being a heavier rod, having more of a backbone and a faster tip, you run the risk of having that bait move entirely too fast. And you can pull that bait completely away from a fish. With a shaky head, I can't speak from experience, but I can speak from experience when it comes to the big swim baits and throwing like a treble hook bait on a fast action rod. It's not ideal. It's not good. That fast action, what that entails is, I don't want to go too in depth on this because I'm probably just going to talk about it on my channel, but what that entails is where that rod is really starting to load and going to have the backbone and how fast it's going to snap back. Okay? Not going to allow you to have as much load through the rod. It's going to snap back, which in turn rips the bait away. So, medium heavy, you can do it on these Magnum shaky heads and those big worms. And if you're not throwing a big worm, if you haven't thrown a big worm yet, you need to. Get those big worms out for the fall. Throw them around heavy cover, hard structure. Put them in the brush piles. I'm telling you, don't be afraid to throw those things in the brush pile. I think that the oval, it's technically a football head, but it's not at the same time. The oval ones, I do not like these as much for heavy cover, like brush piles. I do not like them for brush piles. I do feel that those edges right there, the football head, whatever, I'm going to call it a football head. Maybe that's what it is called. I probably could find a wrapper around here somewhere. But I don't like these for brush piles. I feel like these do have more of a tendency to hang up. And that sucks because you need to be very careful with how sharp those hook points are because it will slide right through that worm, right into that branch, and you're either going to be pulling that entire thing up or you're going to be breaking off. What I do prefer is the more round heads, the ball heads, the ball head shaky heads. I'm going to go grab one really quick. I'm going to have to walk around to go find them, but it's really just going to look like I'm still here. So like this guy, okay? This guy's seen better days, but it's a little bit lighter, still plenty of long shank of a shaky head, and it's got that little screw lock keeper on there. I remember when I got these and I thought I like that because then I can rig that up a lot better. If you want a lesson on how to rig a shaky head, head over to my channel in the next couple of days. I'm going to have a video going more in depth over this day and what I was doing and how I was rigging stuff up. Again, I'm not going to give all my goodies away on this channel. You're going to have to head over to Oklahoma's Worst Angler. There's my cheap plug. But as I was saying, the ball head shaky heads, these guys excel in the heavier cover. These guys excel around the brush piles, and if you didn't know, that's typically where the big fish hang out. And if you don't trust me, go to Bass Pro and go to the fish tank and just look and see where those big fish are hanging out. That'll tell you all you need to know. I'm telling you, go to an aquarium and just watch these fish. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. But these guys, that's what I'm going to be throwing in the brush piles around, the timber, the standing timber, the more snaggy places. The football heads, that's where I'm going to be throwing that around rocks and, in that day's case, concrete barriers. That's what it is. So, get out there, show them a big, slow, easy meal, and catch a bigger fish and break your PB, because Monster Bass is guaranteed to help you catch your new PB. I'm reading the box right now. So, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. If you are not subscribed to the Monster Bass channel, there's a red button right down there that says subscribe. It's pretty simple. All you gotta do is just click that button, and that's it. And who doesn't want to click a red button? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we just see a red button? We just want to push it just a little bit. Just tap it. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time we're on the water.